Okay, so step number 1. Josie, are you over there?
Yes, sir.
Please, and Jen and Shelly. All right. Do you all know your questions?
No.
What?
Do you know our questions?
I know your questions. Let's have everyone introduce themselves. I will give you the questions on my phone. All right. Here. Okay. Come on in.
Here,
Come on in.
are we moving away?
Yeah, we're moving away. Oh, yeah.
Oh, awesome.
No, we can
You can
coach
drink my
through
scotch
this.
if you'd
Yeah.
like, Josie.
Oh, I would like Scotch. Ross. A little Scotch in the morning. Right?
Little whiskey in the morning.
Scoot in a little bit.
Snuggle.
Okay, so
Snuggle.
if everyone just wants to introduce, who wants to take lead?
I'm Josephine Sanders. I work in IT. I'm a systems analyst and an IT project manager.
I'm Jennifer. I'm the newest one. Been here a whole 6 days, 5.5. Sales support. Your turn.
And I'm Shelly. I am the accountant for ROQ US.
And then let's have our panelists
Yeah.
introduce themselves too. Ladies abroad.
I'm Val Solomon. I work at Night Owls in Houston.
Cool.
I'm Alexa Carey. I work at In-House Prints in Frenchtown, New Jersey, and I'm a co-owner.
I'm Jenny Livesey. I own Z-Shirts. We're just outside of Indianapolis. We've been in business for 7 years now, and hoping to make it through this crazy time.
Yeah.
I'm Brandy Schieber, and I own a shop in Oklahoma called Downtown Thread. We're in the northwest part of Oklahoma, about an hour north of Oklahoma City. And we've been in business 41 years, and I've owned the business about 21 months.
All right. So the first question that we had for everyone is, sorry.
Don't apologize.
Camera
Greg.
hog.
You've got a handsome twin.
So recently, Val, Alexa, and Jenny, you were on a featured magazine on printwear. Did everyone see that? So, how did that come about, and what was that experience like?
You want me to go first?
Yeah, fire.
Okay. If I understand it correctly, I think Michelle Moxley recommended me, which is a true honor. Yeah, I'm just very honored that I was asked to be interviewed. And I'm very excited that women are getting more visibility in screen printing.
So, shameless plug, I'm in a Facebook group called Women of Decoration, or Women of Garment Decoration. So if you're a woman and you're not a part of it, you should definitely add yourself to it. But I think what printwear, that's where I found out about the article. But I think what printwear did was it kind of put women on the map. It's one of those things where, you never hear necessarily about a female mechanic. There's tons of them out there, but you just don't hear about it. It's not visible because it's just, I don't know, it's not a talked about thing. So what Printwear Magazine did was they really just kind of put us on the map. And, I'm sure there's plenty of other women that are in the industry and just don't even know how many of us are actually there. So I think it was really cool that they were able to do that.
Kind of showing the magazine right now, which was really cool. So, what about you, Jenny? How did you get involved?
I'm in the same group as Alexa, and Christine Shreve I believe it was Christine that put it on there and asked if anybody would be interested in telling their story and being chosen to be put in the magazine.
That's cool.
So, Brandy, you've been around, and your business has been around for 41 years, you said, but you're newer to the business.
Yes, I come from the restaurant business. I used to own a donut shop in Delhi and hated the hours, so I found something that was more fitting.
Early mornings.
So the question that I had for you coming into it is, what's your view coming into the screen printing industry of women in the industry?
Well, I've noticed it's male dominant for sure. You see a lot more men. It's kind of nice to see other women that own the business as well. It's totally new to me, and I I feel intimidated sometimes that there are so many men and not women joining together to make this all work, helping one another grow their businesses.
So, what did you think that article did as far as that whole magazine issue was about this? So, how do you think that was received in the industry? What kind of feedback did you all see from your customer base and from other women in the industry?
Is that my question?
Anyone?
Go ahead, somebody else.
Well, I know that I've definitely gotten a couple emails. I don't know necessarily that I've been contacted by any other women, unfortunately, but there have definitely been other businesses that have contacted us due to the exposure in the magazine.
I actually ended up connecting with Jenny really because of it. She was the one that kind of told me like, hey, by the way, like this got posted, and then we ended up meeting up at ThreadX. So if we never got posted in that magazine, we probably both would have gone to ThreadX and never had a word with each other. So I think even though it was, yes, another woman in that magazine article, like we still were able to connect and we had like a short conversation. But I think with that, even though it was only a handful of women, I think it's going to start a greater conversation besides just like that short article. And I'm hoping that it kind of like empowers other women to kind of either get into the industry or become more dominant in the industry.
I have a question about the recent COVID-19
How it's
pandemic.
affecting you. Yeah, pandemic.
And I'm curious if you're seeing any impact to your business, and what are some of the things you're doing to prepare for that impact and to mitigate that for your near future?
We've definitely seen some orders being postponed. We haven't had anything canceled yet. I have had to cut hours for my employees, unfortunately, and our graphic designer, we switched him to work from home. But we have other places who are like, nope, we still want our orders and we're still go ahead. A lot of the postponements are school spring sports, which we do a lot of. And it's all up in the air. We don't even know if they're going to happen. Like one baseball team ordered all their jerseys and hats and they're done. And, we've ordered them and so they don't even know if they'll have a season. So luckily they can use them next year if they don't. But that's one of the things that we've experienced is school sports and things like proms. We would do T-shirts for post-prom and other spring events have been just postponed right now.
We've also had to do, much like Jenny said, have to cut hours, and we've definitely got some canceled orders and some postponed orders. A lot of our customers have been on tour, and those tours have been canceled, and events have been canceled. So we're trying to figure out a way that we can maybe utilize our fulfillment department and create web stores for these small businesses and people that we can kind of find a way for them to create some revenue that would have been lost. As far as like the future, I don't know, it's kind of uncertain. We don't know how much longer we'll be able to stay open due to this. So, yeah.
We have been pretty fortunate that a lot of our clients, it's not necessarily things are getting canceled or postponed. We've heard a lot for like fire, EMT, police. So like that's everyone that's going to still be working. So we still have that. Just a couple of things, not to necessarily go along the lines of how it's affecting us, but kind of what we can do. One of your biggest things, you're going to want to talk to your clients. Just be open about it. Like, hey, like, chances are like stuff is going to start to shut down. I'm not going to be able to get shirts. I'm not going to be able to get ink, all of that. Talk to the people that order around this time of year. So like we're talking to like our landscapers, like anyone who's going to be transitioning into summer, talk to them right now and say, listen, I need you to order now, because once this whole virus thing ends and all these events starting to come and reschedule, like I don't know if we're going to be able to put you into the schedule. So kind of being proactive about it. And like Val was saying, like if there's an event there's two types of events that are happening right now. Either you're canceled or you're postponed. If you're postponed, maybe you've already ordered the blanks. Have them pay for like half their order so that you're not just sitting on those blanks and you have that money back. If it's canceled, let's just say I had someone in that group. It was a dog show. The dog show's canceled, but the dog show still wants to make money. So like Val was saying, like have a pre-order store and say, hey, like we're so sorry our show was canceled, but we would love for you guys to still support us by purchasing a t-shirt. And then like you'd still be making money off of that. The dog show would still be able to make money off the t-shirts. And it's kind of just about not necessarily about you, but about supporting your clients, because without them, you're absolutely nothing. Really just be proactive about everything, because every single client that you don't reach out to is not going to order. So just reach out to our clients, talk to them, be honest with them. Like right now, Tyler and I, we just posted, like, we don't plan on closing unless we're physically unable to either get our products or B, one of us gets sick, and that's it. So just be proactive about all of your clients and the events.
That's awesome.
It's kind of the same here in Oklahoma. They've closed schools officially till April 6th, so that kind of puts us in a bind as far as school activities. They've postponed our softball and baseball season to the middle of April, so we've been really working really hard to get all those uniforms and stuff out, which is a lot of our business this time of year. I've been in touch with some, I say neighbors. We're located in downtown, so there's some boutiques around that are wanting to do some shirts, collaborate, and try to figure out a way that they can sell them online and we can do the product. So overall, we're still really, really busy. We've had one nursing home cancel their order, but other than that, it's kind of all still up in the air and a go as far as I can tell. So we're trying to think outside the box, trying to find ways to make money even in this kind of situation.
Mm-hmm.
So Jen, you've been talking to a lot of customers. What have you been hearing?
Actually, a lot are panicking, but they seem to be hopeful that we're going to come out of this and that, that the dust will settle and that it will go back to normal. Everybody's a little bit back and forth if they're going to keep their businesses with the shutdown of the schools and things like that. But, for the most part, I am definitely an ear to listen and let them know that, things will be okay, and I'll say a prayer for them. This is a hard time for everybody, but we will get through it. We definitely will get through it.
Hi. I love lamp.
You love lamb?
I was going to say something different, but thought it was less appropriate. Question. Has anyone checked out the SBA loan for small businesses? There's a assistance. I think some people have applied for it. We have some of our vendors who have applied for it. Anyone checked into that?
I believe we've checked into it, but I don't know the status of that right now.
Did you actually apply?
Not yet.
So the link, so everyone knows that's out there listening, is sba.gov/disaster. It's sba.gov/disaster. And I know my grandmother owns a large tech company out of Las Vegas, and she got an approval on it to help her business. They do search engine optimization for hotels, and given that people aren't traveling right now, I talked to her 2 days ago. So it's a great resource out there for anyone that's listening. It's state by state.
Yeah.
Dependent on what your state's doing with the SBA right now will kind of depend on what's out there, but it's definitely something that anyone in need should check into.
And apply early.
Well, I was going to say, I think that it's something where you could check back, like you might look at it today and maybe your state hasn't done anything to put this situation on that list, but that could change next week or the week after.
Yeah, the state of Indiana, I just got a link from my husband this morning, and they have a page dedicated to it where you can fill it out and just receive more information. So you don't have to officially apply for anything yet. but you can let them know how you've been affected, how you think you are going to be affected in the long run, and get information. So I'm going to be filling that out when we're finished.
Yeah, I think in a situation like this in particular, it's just important to check back as often as you have time and keep an eye on things, and to not get too fearful. You know, I think we kind of have to have faith in our businesses and that things will come around, and build those relationships with your customers like Alexis is talking about. But there are resources, and it's good to be proactive for your business. And I know I was a small business owner for a time, and the thing I worried about the most was were my employees. I was always like, how am I going to keep this going for them? And so those were the things that kind of kept me awake at night. And in a situation like this too, I think maybe even as a woman, I cared about them like my kids almost. So I feel for you guys. And, you know, at ROQ, we definitely are thinking about it. And the cool thing about Ryan and Ross in particular is they're very creative. They're always thinking of ways to support the industry, and it's fun to watch them work and watch their brains spin up new ideas all the time. So I know they're a good resource and supportive of the industry as well.
You mentioned caring about them like they're your kids. My main employee is my oldest son. So.
Yeah, right? Like that. And I mean, a lot of couples are in business together, and maybe it's your, how you support yourselves. But I do think, especially in a situation like this, there are government programs that are going to spin up, and there is funding that's being made available. So check into whatever resources you can, and in your town or in your communities, or even your accountant might be a good resource, things like that.
And I've also tried really hard to be open with my employees about what is going on and my feelings about how things are going to go, and that I will do everything in my power to make sure that we all still have jobs.
Yeah.
So I think reassurance is a lot of it as well.
Yeah, for sure. And talking about it, right? Just make sure you're not just kind of showing up and not saying anything, or not showing up. I think that creates a lot more fear, and talking about it is a good thing.
Yeah, I would agree. Definitely be open with your employees and staff. And honestly, the biggest concern on our end has been insurance and just making sure everybody's covered. That's a big thing.
Yep, that too. That's always hard. It's always hard to keep everybody insured, right?
Yeah.
I haven't checked into it yet, but another business owner was telling me to check your insurance policy, that sometimes in disasters like this, that you do have coverage for being totally shut down.
Right.
So I haven't checked into it at all, but it might be something worth looking at.
It's definitely something worth looking into in your policy for business stoppage.
Something that I've been curious about, and I heard Ryan mention that last week our ERP system went down, and it was frustrating to everyone that we couldn't get our normal work done. But one of the things that I was talking to everyone about was organizing your digital files and finding other ways to set yourself up for the success that you eventually will be finding, and innovating. Where's new markets? What are other things you can do that aren't your normal practice, but that can also help you and occupy people that you may employ? Mm-hmm. Have you been utilizing any of those kind of practices? And also keep our minds busy so we're not worried.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've actually, Tyler and I had like a short meeting the other day, and we were talking about like, what can we do, like you said, outside of t-shirt printing right now that would help us be more successful when all of this comes back. And it's really about like reviewing all your procedures, like catch up on your taxes, like do all the stuff that you would normally do, like when you're home on the weekend, trying to catch up. Do that now. Do a deep clean of all your presses, look through all of your, clean all your squeegee, like do everything that you can possibly do to make it look like this is a brand new shop, so that when if your employees aren't there right now, but when they do come back, it's like a brand new shop and everything's perfect, and they're not going to come back and be like, oh, like I have to go clean all these screens now. Like just have it done. Like make sure that everything is just like set yourself up for success at this point.
For sure.
We don't use a lot of software as of right now, but like if you do use software, refamiliarize yourself with some of the benefits that they offer, like educate yourself, do some of the seminars online, like just really kind of dig deep and figure out what process is going to help you guys come out even bigger and better at the end of this, like I said, without printing anything.
I've been thinking along the same lines even here at ROQ US. You know, as you know, we just spun up into our own company. So we have a lot of setup and a lot of things going on in my department, in accounting for sure, in the background. And so that's been forefront in my mind too. What are all these things? If business slows down, what are all the things that I can do to make sure we're well positioned when things ramp back up? Because they will.
Right. I've actually been trying to look into our company, Night Owls, does profit first, and I'm going to educate myself a little bit more on that and how we can build our business from there. I know that with, like I mentioned before, with the fulfillment department that we have, that's really going to be the only thing, in shutdown that's going to keep us afloat. And it's helping small businesses stay afloat as well.
Do we have another question?
Do you have any more questions?
No, I have a comment. I'm actually kind of glad in my work and my department because there's not everybody in the system getting in my way. So all of the implementations that we're trying to do right now
Yes.
are a little bit easier.
Yeah.
So there's a plus.
I have a comment too. I just wanted to
Say
say,
something.
I think I'm so happy to be on this Women Who Rock panel with you ladies. Of course, I'm not a screen printer, and I was new to screen printing completely when I joined Rionet 4.5 years ago. And so, but what I have done as a woman is I've always worked in kind of male-dominated industries. So when I came into screen printing, it just kind of felt like home in a lot of ways. My first, as an accountant, there are a lot of female accountants, but I've just always worked in male-dominated industries. In my 20s, it was building materials. And then the small business that I owned was in IT, which, as Josie is familiar with too, is pretty male-dominated. So it's always fun to have the community with women who are able to come into these industries and rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just have a quick question too. I'm not in character because I actually think that what we're doing is really awesome and kind of serious at the same time. So, what does rock mean to all of you, and what can we do this year to grow this family that's sitting right here? Because that's a big goal of mine. I've been in this industry for a long time. And we've got a lot of up and coming young women getting out of college, getting out of art school. Like, what can we do as a group to really help promote women rock? I mean, irrelevant of the brand, but really just getting more young women into this industry. Can you guys speak to that a little bit?
Are you calling us old by asking?
No, you're all young women.
Yeah, you all look
Everyone
pretty
is young
to
women.
me.
I'm just, yeah, anyway, yeah. No. Way to make me blush. Thank you for that.
So for me, honestly, I wouldn't do screen printing if it wasn't for Tyler. Or I wouldn't have gotten into it if it wasn't for Tyler. So I think what would be really cool is, and this is just, I literally just thought of this, if you make like a rock women page, and let's say every single business that owns a rock that has a woman involved in it, if you could make like kind of a map, and that way, like, hey, if I graduate in a school in New Jersey and I kind of want to get into screen printing, would I be able to check, Alexa in Frenchtown out? Would I be able to go there and like see what she's doing and see the press in action? Because before we even bought a rock, we went to multiple places that had rocks, one of them being Danny at Denver Print House. And it was just like eye-opening. It was just so unreal. And I'm like, why would I not want this press? Like, there was zero reasons, unless I wanted to hate myself for the rest of my life and be genuinely screen printing, then there was no other reason that I wouldn't have bought that press. But being able to really see the press in action, see the people who are operating them, I think is really cool. So if you're able to maybe create like a contacts page or a connections page where I can kind of see where they're all located. And obviously we'd have to get like the approval of these women to be like, hey, like, sure, I welcome you into my shop. Like, that's fine. But I'm totally cool with that, because I think with this industry, and not just women, but like in general, it's so hard to get information out of people. Yeah. On my Instagram, I show you the shirts and I show you the apparel that I'm promoting, and people constantly message me, hey, I saw you posted this sweatshirt. Like, where did you find it? Like, okay, yeah, you could go on any distributor page and find it, but I'll give you the item number. I don't care. Like, I'm not going to hide a sweatshirt from you. So being able to basically open up the industry to, I guess, everyone in general, and not just make it a women thing, but yes, like, it's a little intimidating coming into a male dominated job. So having that contact page, and like, from woman to woman, you're able to talk to her instead of talk to him, and kind of it'd be like a little less awkward.
Yeah.
Very cool. Anyone else?
I like that idea. I have an engineering background, so that was very male dominated. So starting screen printing 7 years ago really didn't intimidate me, because that's pretty much all I knew. So
Yeah.
I just want to make the comment that we bought our ROQ back in October from the ISS show in Fort Worth, and I bought it before I had a building to put it in, and we just literally got it set up, Ross, like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And so I'm very new to the ROQ, but I have to make the comment that they've been very supportive. Anything I've needed, anything that I've needed help with, because obviously I'm new to this. We've had this is the first automatic press, period. So they've been really great about getting us set up and giving us the support we need to grow. So I've been really appreciative of that.
Thanks, Brandy.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, that's the one thing about ROQ that I've noticed. They're very easy to use, like, very user friendly. We had an employee never even seen a press before, and she was working on it by herself within a week. So, like, yeah, she's a little bit slower at it, but she got it like that. Like, it's so user friendly, you can just about get anybody to use the press.
It's actually one of the things we're going to talk about later today is ROQ Solo, and what the press can do for you during these times, because I know, being a past owner operator myself in the same space, obviously just on the other side of it, actually printing stuff, I kind of reflected on where I would be right now if the economy was doing what it is doing, and I probably would be back to rocking solo, for lack of better terms, but the technology is there that kind of allows you to be able to do that, even if it is a little bit slower. It still keeps you in business and keeps revenue coming through the door. So thanks for pointing that out. It's awesome.
And keeps you positioned for welcoming your employees back when you can, right?
Absolutely. Any other kind of final thoughts, I guess?
Ask him if there's any questions from the audience.
Does anyone out in the audience have any questions? How many people do we have out there right now?
We have 77.
We have
Wow.
77
Wow.
people listening right now and tuning in. So Ryan's sitting on chat. If anyone's got any questions, please toss them out there to this group.
Justin says it would be cool to feature women working on rocks, not just press owners.
Very cool.
Dennis wants to know when the auction will begin.
In a moment, Dennis.
Gustavo.
I will throw in the fact that I have 10 employees and we have one male working for us. So it's basically
Wow.
a women rock here.
Yeah,
So,
you got some serious
pretty
girl
cool.
power. I love it.
Nice.
Lucky guy.
Yeah.
He may not agree. I'm not sure.
I have one brother and 5 sisters, and I don't feel sorry for him at all.
Other questions, Ryan?
Any final questions? No, not. There's questions about their visits. Actually, I'd like to ask that question now that we have a panel on. I'll be there.
Here comes
Here
Ryan.
he comes.
Oh, I think
Back in the
Rick
process.
Rick is going to join us.
Oh,
Well, if I get back into character, I might have to drink some of this scotch.
Hi.
It's getting late in the day.
I have a question. For your shops, because I was actually canceled. Like, I've canceled 7 trips on the airplanes, and if we can't buy right now, would that be good or bad? Like, I just don't know. I visited a shop yesterday, and they said come in, but then it's weird.
Thank you, Brick. That was very
just-
well
Well
thought
said.
out.
Just
question.
wondering, because we're definitely not 6 feet within each other right now.
Yeah. Yeah, you could. Oops.
We are not social distancing.
No, we're
not.
not. Uh-oh.
But yeah, what is you guys' take? Because we are looking to put something together.
I didn't
You're
even think
welcome
about it.
anytime. You're welcome here in Houston as well, but I would advise on not traveling at the moment personally. Right now we've actually closed down any sort of pickups or anything while we're in production just to kind of minimize the spread of it. So everyone that is working here is aware that like you do have to like have your distance from employee to employee. So at the moment, our shop is not open for visitors. But if you wanted to come, we can make it work.
Any
I
other
would
advice?
just say, I think at airports, it's a little sketchy. I obviously, like, I'd have no problem with you guys coming up, but, like, you're going to be flying across the country. So you're going to be in probably 2 major airports at some point, and you're going to be on an airplane in a confined space where the air is essentially just circulating in itself. So I would say if you're within, like, driving distance, maybe that's okay, but...
Well, you make
I
an
have-
interesting point because in our next segment we're going to talk about driving on a tour. So that's why we were asking this
van.
question. I'm also afraid of airplanes right now.
So if you had an RV and you traveled across the country, you can totally come visit us.
There's your first stop. There's your first stop.
Like I said, those mines, they never stop.
I just recorded what you said for our CFO.
I agree. Get yourselves a nice RV and travel that way.
Fantastic. You're recording this, yes?
What a great idea.
What a great
You
idea.
make sure that you bring all your own food and you don't stop at any rest stops, and make sure you bring lots of Lysol wipes.
Absolutely.
She's serious.
Absolutely.
She's going to take your temperature when you show up at the door.
Ross, I can give you some good recommendations on some nice Class A RVs. So
Well,
let me know.
interestingly enough, we already bought one. It's in
Hey,
the.
if you make it to New Jersey, we'll wrap it for you.
So we're going to talk about that.
Interestingly enough.
Yeah, interestingly enough, we're going to talk about that too. So, very cool.
We kind of know a guy.
Oh, there's Brick again with Sif. What's Sif, Brick?
Did you guys get this with your press?
What is it?
I don't think so.
Sif,
Sif. How do you say that, Brick? Sif?
European cream for cleaning metals. Best press cleaner ever. We are going to be sending
we
you
got
a gift pack of Sif to say thank you.
Very good, Brick. Very good.
We ordered much of it.
Much of it.
Does it smell good?
100% natural. Here, you just try it. Cleaning product.
Smell? Smells clean.
I like that.
Yeah. No, it actually works amazing to clean presses.
Oh.
Well, and
So-
considering the
Yeah.
bacteria is
It
supposed to
smells
stick
clean.
to metal
Yeah.
faster, yeah.
So,
Okay. We
Thank
good?
you.
All right.
Thank you
Bye,
all.
ladies.
thank you.
Hi, thank you.
Thank you.
Or wait, before, hold on.
Come back.
I do this thing. Sorry, Ross, can you
No.
get out of the picture?
Yep.
I like to take a screenshot of all the women, and then we can post it
I'm
on
on
the
it.
site, and then
Just don't
we'll
breathe
all
on me.
Tag, but I just need to make sure we're all smiling in it. So hold on, I'm getting it.
You can sanitize
All right, you
with
ready?
Jameson when we're done.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. All right. I
Cool.
should've
So
gotten
cool.
it.
Awesome.
So I just like to post it and then tag, and then the conversation starts and all that. So
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Nice to meet you all.
Yes, definitely.
Thank you so much.
Oh, it got dark in here.
me.
Ryan's messing with Brick is messing with our technology. All right.
I'd like to get a stand. Let's put this up on this maybe.
Oh, Rick, be careful. Oh, thank you, Josie.
Back to Mitch's birthday celebration.
Yes, it is Mitch's birthday today.
Is there any way